An air conditioner is a process of taking heat out of your house and putting it outside where it's not wanted. And by removing the heat, we make it feel cool. Well, a heat pump is the same thing in reverse. We take the heat from outside in the winter and we put it inside your house. And a lot of people will then ask, well, it's cold outside. How do you get heat in my house? And believe it or not, there's still a fair amount of heat in the air outside, down to even minus 30. So we can heat homes even on the coldest day with a heat pump.
The reason that it's so much more efficient is that unlike when you're heating your home with electric resistance heating or by burning some kind of fuel that's generating a heat pump is actually moving heat. And so even when it's cold outside, that cold air still has some heat in it. And so what the heat pump is doing is actually essentially pulling the heat out of that cold air and moving that heat into your home. We're used to this from a refrigerator. If you think about what a refrigerator is doing, the air in a fridge and freezer is quite cold, and there the heat pump is still removing any heat that's left and dumping that into your room if you want. So if you put your hand at the back of your refrigerator, you feel that it's quite warm. The less scientific explanation of a heat pump that I think is always quite charming is that it's this little gnome that is sitting in the machine with a bucket, and it's going outside and getting the heat and dumping it inside, and the gnome runs off electricity. So that's the more fanciful explanation. But it all comes down to basically, rather than trying to generate this heat, you're actually just moving it, and that's a lot more efficient. It takes a lot of energy to generate heat. And so that's why when we talk about a heat pump, it can actually be can have efficiencies more than 100%. So, 300% efficiency. It's not a magical machine. It's not breaking the laws of physics. It's just simply not creating the heat itself, but moving heat that's already there. And that's a much more efficient process.